Bartenders are the cornerstone of our community. They set the atmosphere, shape the night, and turn ordinary moments into something unforgettable.
We love to watch them work, the rhythm, the craft, the precision, and we love to taste what they create.
But more than anything, we love to understand what makes them tick, what inspires them, what drives them, and how they got here.
Because behind every pour, every cocktail, and every last call, there's a story. And trust us, they've seen it all.
We're your hosts, Leanne and Blair. Pull up a seat, grab a drink, and listen to what this bar has to say. Welcome, listeners. Our guest tonight, well, we've been following him for a while now, patiently waiting for his place to open, and the day is finally here. The 9 opened on March 10th, and our guest is the owner, Bismark Aquamea. Welcome to the podcast.
Thanks. So happy to be here. Appreciate the offer.
So happy that your place is finally opened. It's such a wonderful spot.
How would you describe it?
Man, that's a good question. I think the best way to describe it is a space where hospitality is at the forefront and making connections is all that matters. Yeah, we serve good drinks. The food is really good. But we want to eliminate the, like, quote unquote, mystique around some certain places and just let people know that all we care about is making sure that you are having a good time. And that's been something that our team has really been pushing, and I'm really happy about. Yeah.
So is it a cocktail lounge with food or a restaurant that has elevated cocktails?
I would say it's a restaurant that has elevated cocktails.
Okay.
I think we're doing our best so that each aspect of the restaurant really shines. And as of right now, people are really remembering the cocktails. So, you know, you never know what the business can transform into. Yeah.
And how long have you been thinking about doing something like this?
Whew. So that's a very good question, too. Deep down, I've been thinking about doing a restaurant since I was 6 years old. So when I was a kid, when kids were playing football or soccer or whatever, I was watching the Food Network, like watching Rachel Ray and Bobby Flay, just going crazy in the kitchen. I'm like, I could do that, you know. And my mom would be in the kitchen. I would be right there with her, cooking, learning knife skills, learning all the things that, you know, you need to be a good cook. And I started working at Chipotle at 18, and I got a real understanding of what a kitchen looks like. I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. But in the process of getting to the 9, we started in December of 2024. We were looking at buying a specific restaurant and it just didn't work out. So I got really kind of depressed in my feelings about it, because I was like, I had already made up my mind that I was going to open this restaurant, and it just didn't work out. And then we started the conversation up again in February of 25, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. If we're going to do it, it's going to be this year. And everything fell into place. Like it was as if it was written in a movie. We were looking at a space in Old Town East. It was the old Camelot Cellars spot. And we were about to sign the lease. And then my buddy's like, hey, the old Matchstick spot just got on the market. We should go see it. And deep down, I'm like, no, because this space is perfect. We've got the restaurant up front. We can do a speakeasy entrance type of situation in the back. And we've got enough space to do it. And they had a private room that you could cover up and someone could rent it out, or it could be the office space. And in my head, I'm like, no, we've already figured everything out. We've already negotiated it. They're going to give us 6 months, no rent to renovate. No one's going to do that. And then I went into the Matchstick space, and I was like, man, if I'm going to do it, it's going to be in this space. And it was just beautiful. You immediately walked in, you see the vision. And we were like, okay. And that was in July. Negotiations led into August. Then we signed the lease beginning of September.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who's the we in these conversations?
So originally it was me and my friend Alex, and it ended up just having to be me, and then I had to like rearrange the structure. Alex decided that he just didn't want to be a part of it right in this moment. We're still really good friends. So then I had to like rearrange it, reach out to my sister and her husband to see if they would be interested. And they were like, you've been talking about this for X amount of years. We'll be a part of it. And that really kind of made everything firm and situated. So yeah, so right now it's me and my sister, my older sister. Shout out Anita.
And you have a pretty good crew.
Yeah.
How did you, so you have been in the industry long enough
Yeah.
that you knew a lot of people.
Yeah.
Were you just like calling up your old buddies?
Yeah,
and-
honestly, it was like assembling the Avengers. I reached out. I reached out to a friend. Her name's Janae. I actually grew up with her husband. Didn't meet Janae until she started working at High Bank, and we put 1 and 2 together, and made that connection. And I reached out to her like, look, I'm actually really serious about doing a restaurant. Would you ever be interested in running it for me? And she's like, 100%. And when people say that, it's either they're actually really serious about it or just giving you lip service. She was 100% serious. And she basically, her and my wife, because my wife is the ops manager, Janae's our ops lead. Janae leads the day-to-day. Basically, as soon as I said, hey, we've signed a lease, we're in this space, she was like, I'm ready to go. Just started working, making sure that we were thinking about everything, making sure that we had all of our things in place. Even now, if things are missing, she's like making a list, like, hey, we need to address this, this, and this so that it can operate smoothly. You guys were there for our soft opening. It was very smooth.
Yeah.
And it was all because my wife, Annie, had a detailed plan. I'm not a plan detail person. I pass it off to my wife. And then Janae was just facilitating everything, and it was really, really nice. Our lead bartender, his name is Owen Roberts. I actually trained him as a barback, and I was like, hey, look, you're pretty green in this, but I trust your ability to be creative, and I want you to run the bar program. And he was like, of course, 100% in. So he leads a bar program there along with me. A buddy of mine, his name is Jackson. He used to work at Prohibition and worked at High Bank with me. And he's like one of my good friends in the industry. I know that if I needed him to be a part of a bar, he would be like, yeah, I got you. Rachel, she's from Mouton. I didn't know Rachel personally. However, I knew a mutual friend, and I trust the mutual friend enough that if she's giving me a recommendation, I need to take it seriously. Then we've got Emily, another person that actually used to be my manager at one of the restaurants that I worked at. And once again, hospitality for her is the primary focus. So I know that if we were going to have a really stellar serving team, she would be a great addition. I was a little apprehensive at first, mainly because, like, how are you, who used to be my manager, going to feel like me telling you to do things, right? But she's been awesome. She takes information at a high pace and just, like, focuses in on making sure that the guest is having a good time. Then we've got Jay. She's another one of our lead servers. Then we've got Kristen. Kristen's my little cousin. She was like, hey, I've never worked at a bar before or a restaurant before, but can I have a job? And I was like, my aunt would kill me if I said no. So I was like, sure.
And how's that working out?
Good. She's
Awesome.
really
Thank
good.
goodness.
She, once again, I'd look at her and tell her, like, hey, look, I love you to death, but I will fire you. And she's awesome. She is really bubbly, connects with the guests really nicely. She's the one who coined, this drink tastes like a sexy banana bread.
Oh,
And
okay.
that's one of the taglines that we use for one of our cocktails. John, he's one of our barbacks. He actually is a friend of Owen, and Owen trusts him. John's really, really capable individual. And then what else? I've got Antonio. He's our executive chef. I've got Jose. I've got Esteban, Miguel, and Omar. And that's our staff of 14, 15.
So who created the cocktail menu and the food menu?
I did.
You did?
Yeah, because I did the drinks over a span of time. A lot of them were things that I was trying out when I was working at P.O. Box, just giving it to a guest, like, hey, what are your thoughts on this? What would you tweak? What would you change? And the sexy banana bread is actually something that I tried out at P.O. Box. And I got a lot of good feedback on it. But what I wanted to do when we opened up the 9 was change our approach to cocktailing. So I'm really trying to hone in on invoking memory when people are drinking. There's this trend going around, and I say trend in quotation marks because the cocktail game changes nonstop because there are so many innovators in the field, right? And it's called terroir, using the qualities and the ingredients of the space that you're in to create an amazing cocktail. So that when someone is drinking the drink, they're tasting the soil, they're tasting the product that's being grown, so on and so forth. And what I'm really trying to push, at least in our space, is like creating a memoir with your drink. So that when someone takes a sip, it invokes an immediate memory. So that is how we were trying to tweak some things, and we were able to get some really cool tools to help us do that. So,
And what's the vibe that you're like creating in the space? What's the capacity of the restaurant, and what kind of vibe is it?
It's sexy.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I want it
Cozy.
to be, elevated but approachable, right?
Okay.
Someone walks in, they can be in sweatpants and still feel like, yeah, I can be here, right? But someone can also walk in someone during our soft open walked in a suit. I was like, yeah, that fits. But if you walk in with sweatpants, you're still able to fit in, right? Like, we want people to walk into our space like, whoa, this is sexy, but not pretentious.
And it's comfortable.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. So I actually skipped a part. So we like to start the podcast with some rapid fire questions
Okay.
for you, just to loosen things up.
Got you.
So yes or no, multiple guess, however you want to answer.
Okay.
All right. First question: bourbon or scotch?
Bourbon,
Okay. Egg white or aquafaba?
egg white,
Reposado or anejo?
reposado,
Okay. Mixologist or bartender?
bartender.
All right. Rose's lime?
No.
No.
100% never. No.
Good man. What's your end of shift shot
Or cocktail.
or cocktail or drink?
That's a tough one. Okay, this is going to be a longer story to answer it.
I like it.
So, one of my good friends is Chris Merrick, and we worked together at P.O. Box together. And he started playing this game a while ago, 50-50.
Games with Chris? No way.
I know, right? he's committed to the bit, without a doubt. And every one of our shifts, we would go over to Jimmy V's, and he would pick something. And I started picking things, and then he would pick something, and then we would do a 50-50 shot of it. The other day, he came over to the 9 after his shift, and we played that same game. And I did 50-50 Gaffard, creme de menthe, which is the raspberry liqueur, and Fernet. And it was amazing. It was so yummy. So right now, that's what I'm leaning towards.
Okay.
That's pretty fun.
My go-to cocktail is an old-fashioned.
All right.
Yeah.
Muddled or unmuddled?
Rye or bourbon?
Okay, so when you ask that question, I just got a shiver down my back. I hate a muddled old-fashioned.
Me too.
I just don't like shit floating in my drink.
Exactly. It's awful. I feel like you can tell the level of bartending you are in. I think you can tell the level of the cocktail or bar that you're in based off how they make an old fashioned. If they muddle it, I'm not drinking it. That sounds a little pretentious,
No.
but it's just weird.
No, I agree. I don't. So when I first started drinking old fashions, it was the muddled, the muddled way, and I never liked it. And then the very first time I had it made with simple syrup was at Blind Lady Tavern. Seth Loffman made me a proper old fashioned, and I loved them.
Yeah.
He
Game
introduced me
changer.
to a lot of
Yeah.
good cocktails. Yeah.
I mean, there's you shouldn't need to mess with it. It's really simple: bourbon sugar and somewhat bitters. That's it.
So the Nine is getting a lot of great reviews.
Yeah.
So you're staying busy.
Incredibly, it's been nonstop. I think just past weekend, I think we did 300 people on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday alone.
So 3 weeks has felt like 3 months.
Yeah, and it's been we're so blessed and lucky that we're getting guests in and we're getting these great feedback, mainly because this economy is tough, and like anyone going out of the way to come to our spot, hands down, you're the salt of the earth. So thank you. But it's been awesome. Like, what did they say? Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss. So tell us where you're located.
So we are located in a little bit past Old Worthington, 5597 High Street. And we are right beneath Fired Up Pizza in the old Matchstick space.
So you have some good juju from the
Yeah, we do.
former tenant.
Yeah, that was one of my fears, quote unquote, before we got into it, is living up to the name of the space, and the standard that they set for like ambiance, drinks, hospitality. It was like, how are we going to get past, that's where Matchsticks used to be, or they're not as good as Matchsticks was. And that was something that I really like fought and tussled with for a really long time. But I think we're hitting it. So.
And if you're friends with Chris and he's coming in,
Yeah, that's true. And he would tell me too. So would PJ. They would all tell me like, hey, you need to step it up. But I'm really happy that we're getting a good
awesome
response.
So what are your hours, and do you have a happy hour or drink specials or menu specials?
Our hours are Tuesday through Saturday for right now. We're looking at opening up for industry night right after Easter. The first Sunday after Easter will be industry night 5 to close and going forward. So currently we are open from Tuesday through Saturday. Tuesday through Thursday is 4 p.m. until 11. Kitchen closes at 9. And then Fridays and Saturdays, we're open until 12. Kitchen closes at 10.
Okay.
Yep.
So industry night, how does that work? Do you have to like show, is there a special handshake or gesture or password?
So basically just show us an active schedule.
Okay.
And then you'll get 35% off your whole meal.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
And we're partnering up with Fired Up Pizza upstairs to serve pizza. So it'll be
Fun.
cocktails and pizza.
That's
But
awesome.
really good cocktails and really good pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is your plan for the cocktail menu? Is it going to be seasonal then, since you're...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to be seasonal. Same process that I took in developing this menu. It's the same process that we're going to take. Bartenders are going to be given the opportunity to build drinks that they want to potentially put on our menu. They'll be able to test it to the guests that walk in through our dealer's choice option, just to get feedback, because things are expensive.
Yeah.
All the business owners that I've ever worked with, whenever they were like, things are expensive, I was like, no, it's not. Things are very expensive. So I've just told them like, hey, make sure you've just got a full-fledged out cocktail in your mind, build a mini version. If you like it and you would serve it to someone, go ahead and run with it for your dealer's choice. And then get that feedback, tweak, adjust, and then we can talk about it during our rollout when we're ready to change the menu. So we'll probably run seasonal menus or quarterly menus, and we'll have a late summer, fall menu conversion, probably late August, early September. Yeah.
Is there any signature drink that you would keep on the menu?
I'm actually really like wrestling with that idea, mainly because like I do like the idea of continuity. Someone comes in, like I know I can get this drink on the menu. However, I feel like maintaining the same drinks on a menu kind of stifles creativity, mainly because bartenders get comfortable knowing that like, hey, I know this is going to be a top seller, whatever that may be. But I want an opportunity for our bartenders to showcase the skills that they have, the skills that they've cultivated over X amount of years in the industry, right? So right now I'm leaning towards a complete menu revamp every single menu flip. But, you never know nowadays.
Right. Yeah. So, did you start at Ampersand then? Was that your first bartending gig?
Asterix in Westerville.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I started bartending by kind of like accident. I started as a dishwasher because a buddy of mine had gone over to Asterix and he was like, hey man, they're paying dishwashers $14 per hour. Back in 2016, 2017, that was good money. I was a manager at Chipotle and I was working like 13, 14-hour shifts while going through school. And I went over to Asterix. I was like, hey, if you need a dishwasher, I'll wash the best dishes you've ever seen. Megan Ada took a risk on me, and I appreciate her for that. Started washing dishes, and then one day they're like, hey, they need a barback. I'm like, I don't know what that is. They took me to the bar, and they're like, what you're doing in the back, do it here, but just don't talk to nobody. And so that's what I started doing, just washing dishes, looking up, seeing bartenders shake things. And I didn't start drinking until I was 21 because I just didn't really care for it.
Because it was illegal.
Yes. But honestly, I didn't have my first drink until I was 21. And then people are shaking things. People are having fun and having conversations. I was like, man, this is better than washing dishes. So I just kept barbacking. And then one day they're like, man, we really need a bartender. I was shit, I'll do it. I had never shaken a drink before. I had never built anything before. But I just watched. And I'm a very visual person. I need to see it done in order to do it myself. So I just watched, listened, and had some good teachers around me. And I started bartending. And I remember I made my first drink. It was 2017-ish. It was Strawberry Fields. It was Bacardi rum, muddled strawberries, basil and vanilla simple syrup, lime and lemon juice, basically a daiquiri. And I remember being so proud that I could make something and then watching someone enjoy it. I was like, man, this is a high I need to chase for the rest of my life, right? And from there, Megan gave me the opportunity with the same mindset that, like, look, if you're going to make a drink, make a small one. If you like it, if you think a guest would like it, go with it. She never stifled anyone's creativity. And I think that gave me the opportunity to just, like, learn and absorb information. And then one day, Josh Cook, who's the executive chef, was like, hey, have you ever been to Denmark? I was like, no, I don't think my passport is active right now. And he's like, no, idiot, Denmark downtown. And I had not. The only place I had ever drank at was at Asterix. So he was like, okay, I want you to go to Denmark and talk to Gary. I'm like, okay, mission set, you got it. So one day I took my girlfriend, who became my wife, we were there, and I'm watching Gary work, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I'm not bartending. I don't know what I'm doing, but it's not this. And like, personally, I credit Gary to like the way that I shifted my understanding of what hospitality is and what making a good drink looks like. and the way that he brought me, the guest, into the experience that he was doing of building this drink.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, whoa, that's hospitality. I don't feel like I'm at a bar.
I love how you said that because it's so true.
Yeah. Like, he makes you feel like you are at a tasting table. You are working with a private chef. And I was like, if I can just absorb that, that was awesome. He really shifted everything for me. And I think that's what Josh was wanting. Mm-hmm. He wanted me to change the way that I was envisioning hospitality and just learn from someone who's a master at it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then from there, you know, in the industry, when you've been at a place for X amount of years, they're like, hey, do you want to be a manager? I didn't know what all that meant, right? So I was like, yeah, more money. And I was not a good manager in the beginning. I was a terrible manager because I was so young and I was trying to prove to people that I was the right choice for this position. So that obviously, I was like, 22, 23. That led to a lot of bumping heads with people and growth, honestly. And in that growth, Megan gave me more opportunities. And at the point that I left Asterix, I was the GM, helping Megan open up Ampersand. Mm. And then she was like, well, do you want to be the beverage manager? And I was like, yes, because I hated being a GM. Like, I didn't have the opportunity to be creative, but I had to answer everyone's questions and deal with the big decisions. And I was like, I don't know if I'm ready for that. I was like 23, 24. I was like, yeah, this is not me. And it was really, really like awkward at times because once again, I thought I needed to prove myself to everyone that, yeah, that was a good decision. And then I think we met at Ampersand.
Yeah, we did.
Those were where I was really happy because I was just making drinks, you know, and it was a fun time. Met some really nice people.
And coming up with some really creative cocktails.
Yeah. The Japanese old fashioned that I did there, I've tweaked it up, and now it's the afternoon at the 9 at our restaurant. And I remember when I first made that drink, I fermented mushrooms and soy sauce, thinking like that was the game changer. It tasted like ass. It was awful. And now it's evolved into using shiitake and rice mold koji as a stock that we make using water. We take it through our rotovap to create we call them water perfumes, so that we can adjust the level of umami inside the cocktail per the guest's request. So that's something that I always love, the fact that I can look at 2 different drinks and see my growth. And Ampersand was just a really good test for me. I'm like, hey, can I actually do a menu? And it was a small menu, but I think we did a really good job. So yeah.
And then from there, didn't you take a break and go finish your degree or something?
Yep, I took a break. Worst decision of my life, mainly because I realized that I really need the restaurant industry because my mind does not do well with idle time. And working a 9-to-5 is fun, but then you've got so much time to fill. I was like, what else can I do?
Most people watch TV.
Yeah, exactly. So I took a break and then got married, finished my degree, finished my master's, and then we moved to New Albany. And my wife's like, hey, I know you've been really itching to get back. High Bank is hiring. You could do part-time if you want to. And I'm like, the High Bank that I remember was not that great. Mm-hmm. And that was 2017, 2018. I was like, I don't know if I want to work for High Bank. But I applied. And it was a different space. Like, the drinks were really, really good. Their products were fantastic. And I was like, okay, yeah, I can definitely do this. This is easy. All I have to do is sell a really good product that I already like, right? And then part-time turned to 4 shifts, closing every night. I was like, yeah, I miss this, you know? And it was a great decision to go back, but to go back to High Bank, you know what I mean? And then we opened P.O. Box, and it was fun. Like, it was like riding on cloud 9 24/7. It was busy. The drinks were great. This is where I was working with Chris, watching his craziness work. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, how do you, okay, pivot story. So when we were at P.O. Box, this is my quintessential Chris Merrick story. Once I say this story, everybody understands it. So we are at P.O. Box. We had a cocktail on the menu that took tamarind, pineapple, coconut, and some brown sugar. And what we would do is basically create like a little bit of a Caribbean simple. That is what I called it. And one day, I just finished making that simple, and I'm straining out the liquid, dumping out the solids, and I put it in the trash. And Chris is like, have you ever tried that? And it's in the trash. And I'm like, no, I have actually never tried it. He's like, huh. God. Puts his hand inside the trash and just takes a handful and puts it in his mouth. And I've never had more visceral reaction in my life. I'm like, how does this person do this and still have a wonderful palate? I'm watching him. He's like, man, that's actually really good. I'm like, I bet it is, but you're disgusting.
That's gross.
It was on the top. Remember that Seinfeld episode?
Yeah, it was on the top. Another Chris Merrick story. There was one day one of our top drinks was like clogged up, all right? And I think it's after service, we're cleaning up, and it's clogged. And he's like, hey, we're trying to like stick something through it to just unclog it. It's not working. Oh, God. So once again, he gets on the floor, puts his mouth to the dirty, right? Puts his mouth to the dirty pipe and just sucks it out and spitting it out. I'm like, oh my God. You are absolutely disgusting.
Siphoning a drain.
Yes. And obviously you're getting all the yuckiness from the whole entire service in your mouth. And he's just like, all right, let's get closing. I'm like, Chris, I need like 2 seconds just to sit down and absorb what you just did.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Yeah. Awful.
Did it work?
It worked, yeah. Oh, for sure. But I would never do it. I'll just let the drain be clogged for a little bit. From there, it got to a point where I was just like, you know what? I think I could do this, And that's when we started getting really serious about what a restaurant cocktail bar would look like for us. Mm-hmm. And the rest is, as they say, history.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a great
awesome.
story. What a great journey.
Oh, yeah.
Normally we ask if you have any good, salacious stories that you want to share from your time behind the stick.
So when I was working at Ampersand, it was me, basically, and because short enough was kind of tough around that time. There's so many options, and we had just opened up, and it was me, and I was training a guy, and he had never been a bartender before, never worked front of house. So I'm training him, and we've got a full restaurant, and it's someone had ordered the Japanese old fashioned. I've got 7 of them, and I'm working, and we were working on shaved clear ice. So what I would do is make clear ice and cut it to match this whatever glass we're putting in it. And it must have been that morning I was just way too busy, so I had cut them a little bit larger. So I'm shaving it for each individual ones, and then we would stamp it. And we would work with some pretty sharp knives. So you can still see the scar. I sliced off the top of my finger.
Ouch.
And I called my fiance. I'm like, hey, I need to go to the emergency room right now. I didn't know what part of my finger had got cut. All I knew was that my finger got caught. And I get in the car. We're going to the emergency room. Megan, she's like, hey, just come back here real quick. Go back to the restaurant. Megan's dad, rest his soul, was an orthopedic surgeon. Mm-hmm. So he's like, come here. I'll take care of you. Went down to the office, cleaned me up. He had his medical kit. Put iodine all over my finger to clean up the wound. wrapped me up, and I'm screaming because obviously iodine on a fresh wound and it's still gushing blood. And I finished the shift. And I trained the kid, and he was like, I don't know if I want to do this. I was like, oh, you're gonna do it, because I can't do this. And the following week, I got hit by a car driving to Ampersand, and you know how adrenaline is like rushing. I got right back up, and I'm like, I'm actually okay. I'm cool. Rode my bike back to Ampersand. A couple days later, my right leg was like doubled in size. And Dr. Atta fixed me right back up. He gave me a leg brace.
It's nice to have on-staff physicians.
It is, right? Really saved me some money.
Well, thank you so much for being our guest. We really appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys inviting me.
And we'll
Cheers.
look forward to seeing you again at the 9.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, cheers.
And hopefully cocktail tours with you guys.
Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely. Cheers.
Cheers. A big thanks to our producer, Greg Hansberry, and to the biographer for our original music. Visit our website at columbuscraftcocktailtour.com for merch, tour dates, and gift cards, and follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Cbus Craft Cocktail Tour. Please rate, review, and subscribe. It really helps. Until next time, remember to drink responsibly and stay cocktail curious. Cheers.
This has been a Last Call Productions production.